What's poppin'? It's your boy Seven Sins with another segment of Actuality Speaks podcast where if it ain't real talk, please stay silent. And today I have another special guest, a very busy woman, a very hard-working woman. She's an actor, she's a singer, she's a model, and nominee for a Boston Music Award. She had her first film with Ryan Reynolds. You know what I'm saying? She's a heavy hitter, and I believe there's much more to come with her. So, Destiny.
Partners. Time for Dude.
We're still working on him.
I worked on him myself. He's perfect. Drop in Dude now.
Just do it. He's got like half a brain. He's barely written, but sure. Start the upload.
Make him a hitman or something.
Antoine, we're already way behind porting over the skins from Free City 1.
Skins? Don't even worry about that. They won't be usable in Free City 2.
Antoine, you told the fan.
Hello.
Miss Destiny.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good.
You are a busy person.
Yes.
As
we had to rearrange a few times.
I know we did, but that's cool. I like that. It makes me feel like I'm already up there. Like this how they work when they're up there. You know what I'm saying? The big leagues and all of that. But that's dope. Well, again, first off, I'd like to start out by giving you your flowers while you're still here.
Thank you.
You know
I appreciate that.
Because
I don't want to be too popped.
it's cool, but none of us do. You know what I'm saying? God forbid. But I definitely see your work that you put in. You're very consistent. You stay on it. You're yourself. Like you definitely, I can tell you're not faking the funk at all. Like, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the people I gravitate towards. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what aspect of the game you're in, I just love that type of shit. So we definitely salute you, and I definitely wish you all the best in your career and everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? So to jump this off, let's start from the beginning of time. Let's start from young Destiny. Where did it all start for you?
Like art-wise? Okay, so I was born in San Diego, California.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, me and my older brother were just talking about my older brother, Cornbread.
Right.
We were born in San Diego, and I moved to Massachusetts with my dad, like late 90s.
Okay.
And I saw You Got Served. I don't remember what year that came out, but I saw You Got Served, and from that moment on, I was just like, okay, like dance is my shit.
Nice.
Like I was obsessed. I would dance everywhere. Like I would dance at school. I would dance at recess.
Mm-hmm.
I was on like the varsity basketball team. I was the throwing captain on the track team. But like even after doing all that, I would like dance when I got home. I would dance like before I had to get on the school bus. Like I was obsessed.
I feel you though. I had my moment with dance too back in the day.
It's honestly so cool, like to communicate like through your body.
Right.
And I just was obsessed. And then I got signed to my first dance company when I was 17.
Oh, wow.
I was the youngest soloist in history at that company. I was a breakdancing and a modern dancing soloist for the Boston Ballet Rocks.
You've been killing it for a long time.
Oh yeah, you don't even know. This has been a long time coming.
Okay.
And so ever since then, I've just been like obsessed. And then that obsession eventually I got asked as a joke to sing in a studio.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And then I sang and it got quiet and it was mad awkward. And I was like, did I suck? And they're like, no, that was so good. There's so much potential. And that's how I ended up getting to music, was literally like as a joke.
Oh, sorry.
And now
So
we're here.
you were in the studio with another artist?
Yeah, it was my, so some people know I was like in an old duo.
Okay.
And so I was like, at the time, he was like my dance mentor. And he was helping me train to get into the dance company that I had gone into. Mm-hmm. And as a joke, like I was just at his house and he was like, yo, sing right now. And like, I was just freestyle, like doing stuff, and the room got quiet. And then after that, he's like, we should make music. And I was like, I like music, okay?
Right. And then from there, it just jumped off from there, basically.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Now, did you have like a certain love for music at a young age, or?
I mean, as a dancer, like.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, that's like how you communicate. That's how you get like the dance done. But I've always liked music. Like I sang in chorus at school in the 6th grade.
Okay.
But back then, we were just talking about it off camera. Like, I'm really shy, and like, people are usually surprised by that because of like my jobs. But so even back then, like they wanted me to do one of the lead singing and chorus, and I like was like, no, absolutely not. Like, just put me in the chorus with everybody else.
Right. You just fall in line.
Right. And then after that, like it was mostly just dance and like athletics. So like I totally forgot about music until that moment, and then that's when I was like I didn't expect it to get so big. Like at all. So then as it got big, it became one of the career things I had to balance.
I got you. Now, when did it really like, you felt like it, like the music side of what singing wise, like took that leap? Like at what point?
When people started showing up. So when I started doing music, I was 17. I was still in high school. And I wasn't even supposed to be, it was at Max's Blues Cafe in Brockton.
Shout out to, well, they ain't here no more.
I know, but they put a lot of us on.
They did.
So like, I wasn't supposed to be there. I was 17, but like, this dude kept like, he was like, she can sing, like he would get me in. And then once we started packing those shows, I was like, oh man, like we can actually like do this. Like what if we take this on the road?
Right.
So, you know, I was 17, I was hungry, like just for artistry, and like I wanted that to be my lifestyle. So that's when I knew it was like taking off. It was like when it got so big here that we had to like take it on the road. And then I lived off of just music, like performing live. I lived off of that for 7 years. I traveled over 14 states. I opened for Jennifer Hudson. I played on the Vans Warped Tour. Like, and this was all before the Destiny you see now.
Right.
And that's when I knew like there was something special there, because a lot of people were like dying to do. I was blessed to be doing it like on a whim. So yeah.
That is super dope. Like, now when did the acting come into play?
That was just a happy accident.
Another damn
yeah. So I had literally acted in one play ever in the 7th grade, and I auditioned. I got one of the lead characters in that play. And it was fun, like my parents came and everything like that. And then, like I said, everything was dance after. I don't know what it was about it. Like, that's just my love language. And then, so time just goes on. And then I literally had left the duo I was in before. Like I wanted to, at the time I was like in my personal life, it was really hard because like I left it for like really personal reasons that I'm sure a lot of my fans know. And then at the time I was like, I'm done with art. Like art is exhausting. Like there's too much politics. Like I literally just wanted to sing and I just wanted to dance, and now all this other shit is happening. And I was like, I'm gonna get a normal job. So I got a normal job. I was working behind a desk. I was happy. And then I got a phone call on my lunch break one day. And they were like, is this Destiny Claymore? And I was like, not anymore, but who is this? And they were like, we're calling, we saw your photo online when you're at the Vans Warped Tour. And you look exactly like what we're trying to cast for this Ryan Reynolds movie.
That's great.
Do you want to audition for the movie? And I was like, stop fucking playing on my phone.
Right. For real. Like, stop that.
No, like, why would, I was like, who even makes pranks like that? They called back like 20 minutes later. They're like, is this Destiny? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, we saw your photo. You're the, I don't know if you guys are familiar with back then. I had, like, it was still shaved, but I had all the
spiked up. I remember that picture.
So they were like, we've never seen a black girl with that look. And like you like rock that look. We're looking for a black girl with a mohawk in the movie. For a Ryan Reynolds movie, this is not a joke. Do you want to come audition? And I was like, I'll think about it. Because I was like, I'm done. I'm done with all of this stuff. And then it was actually Mike Rossi interviewed him. He was one who was like, Destiny, people would like kill for this kind of opportunity. Like, go audition. He's like, the worst they can say is no.
Not true.
And so it was a whole thing. Like, I didn't want to get my hopes up again. And then, but I went, I did it. And once they told me it was a movie like about video games, I fucking loved it. Like, my gosh. I've been gaming since I was like 7. Wow. Legend of Dragoon for the PS1.
Oh shit.
I'm going in. I'm so sorry.
Nah, do it.
Legend of Dragoon for the PS1. Mario 64. Power Stone Dreamcast. That whole era of gaming. Like, I've been gaming my whole life. Next to dance, that's like the 2 consistent things I've done. And so once he said the movie is about an NPC, for people who don't know, that means like a non-playable character. They're like, it's about an NPC who becomes self-aware. I was like, say less, I can be an NPC. And I went in, I did research first.
Right.
And I found out that 20th Century Fox, that is now just called 20th Century, but 20th Century Fox at the time was the ones producing the movie. So I did research and I was like, oh, they also did Bob's Burgers.
Oh.
So I bought a Bob's Burgers apron and put it on for my audition, and they thought that was hilarious.
Okay.
And then I did it. Then one audition turned into like 6 auditions, turned into meetings, turned into, I didn't hear from them for 2 weeks and I'm crying. And then they call me and then they're like, hey, we're still thinking about you. And I'm like, okay, I'm happy again. Then I don't hear from them for 2 weeks and I'm crying. And then like, it was a whole thing, a lot of meetings. It was an emotional roller coaster.
Right.
And then the director of Stranger Things, Sean Levy, finally had the audition with him, sweating through my shirt, like pit stains, but I'm still like focused, like in character. And we go back and forth, and a lot of emotions came out in that audition actually. Like he brought something at me, and then it got really like personal, like in character though. I don't know how to explain it. And then he was like, I like you. Your name's Destiny? Okay. And then the rest is history.
That is dope. Like, that is dope. Who would have figured it out? I thought you were like in the mix, like already in it. You know what I mean? And it just so happened that you kept doing your thing and then you got into the, that role. But that's nuts.
A lot of people don't know, like, when you're doing something, people are watching.
Right.
Like, they found my pictures from me being on the Vans Warped Tour. Like, they saw I was on the Warped Tour, and then they started doing research, and they're like, okay, she has performance experience. Like, she has experience dealing with, professionals, like, and sound engineers and people putting mics on her and, like, stuff like that. So, like, the experience that you do and something that you're passionate about carries over to other parts of the industry, because in the movie industry is music industry people, like the sound director, the guy who chose the songs for the movie and like stuff like that. So it matters. Like people watch and people can tell if you're passionate or not.
Right.
So like I had the experience. I had just never like used the script before.
Right. No, for you. So, is like the script part, like memorizing, like you have any problems like memorizing like the script and all? I know it's a little different from like memorizing a song to memorizing the script, or is it kind of the same?
Only because of nerves, like because once I found out like, okay, you're gonna be on screen, you're gonna be in the same room with Ryan Reynolds, the director of Stranger Things, Joe from Stranger Things, like Taika Waititi who directed Thor Ragnarok. Like
that's tough.
You're gonna be with these people every day, and you have 2 days to learn all your lines. That's all I had. So like in memorizing it with like the nerves, it was harder. But I kind of implemented the same thought processes as memorizing a song. Because at the end of the day, it's like the emotion is there, like in the script. Like you have kind of a feeling of like what's happening in the scene through context clues. Right. So the emotion is there. Like if you remember the words, you just add the feeling based off of like the person gave you. And so it was only hard because of the nerves.
I got you. Now, did you have to do like multiple takes because of the nerves, or
no? You
kind of ran through it.
They didn't know it was my first movie until my last day. They were like, I would have never guessed, but I live by the phrase that my dad said, "Act like you've been here before."
That's damn right. Damn right.
So nobody knew I had never done that until it was over, and that was like what I wanted. So, yeah.
That's real. That's fine. That's fine. Did you actually get to converse with Ryan Reynolds at any point?
Yeah, he's actually really focused.
I was about to say, because I mean, he seems like a dude that's just a fool like all the time.
Oh, he's really focused. Like it was honestly cool because it's like you can tell like there's passion in it. Like it's not just jokes. Right. And then when it's time for jokes, it's time for jokes. But it's time for work, it's time for work. And I really appreciate that because like at the end of the day, we're all here. Being in a movie probably was the one time I felt like teamwork since being on a team in high school, like on a sports team. Gotcha. Because it's like we're all here to make this dope. Right. So like we're all talking like in between shots. Like I'm talking to the director. Like I feel like we should do this, but add this line. And he's like, "Oh, that's a good idea. We'll try that." And like because all our names are going on this project. True. So we want it to be good. So like when he would come, he was focused, but when the take was funny, like he'd laugh, he'd make jokes, and then he'd be focused, like because we want it to be good. So yeah, like it was dope. And honestly, like Mr. Levy, I call him Mr. Levy. I like look up to him so much because he was the person who was like, "You have talent, girl. Like stop being so shy." Like, and the thing I admire about him is like. He knows he's a good director. So when he walks in the room, he's like, we're making a movie today. Right. Everybody get hyped. Like we're doing, like, he just knows, like he's that guy. Now
that's ill because, I mean, I know I've heard a lot of stories in the industry with directors and even with a lot of the actors, a lot of smug attitudes and things like that. The fact that he came out like that, that's dope. Right?
Even like, so there's the parts where I wasn't involved. So many like extras like would talk about like he would just come electrified to set every day, and like every day he would just be laughing, like just throwing out random ideas because he noticed an extra like had a weird shirt on, or like he would just make up stuff on the fly because it is supposed to be fun at the end of the day. It's work. Like he never broke professionalism, but he brought that like fun and that confidence to it that like was what's the word, contagious. So yeah, he was dope.
No, that's ill. That's ill. Because I've heard so many different stories of people that are actually in the industry, and you hear different things. You hear like, and it doesn't sound so fun sometimes. Like,
oh no, so the movie wasn't the only. Like I had a TV after the movie. We shot that in 2019. A lot of people don't know. Okay. It came out in 2021 because of COVID. Gotcha. So I had moved on from that long before the public even knew I did it. So like I had done another TV show. It was called The Expecting, starring Anna Sophia Robb. It was a horror short. It was like one of those like 8 episode things.
Right.
And that, and like I've done what's it called? Like stunt work and stuff like that since then. And there are some directors, I will never say names. Right. There are some directors, there are some things, and it's there were some sets where it was cold and it was dark, and their attitudes were cold and dark, and the actors and actresses' attitudes were cold and dark. And those days are hard. But at the same time, I wonder if it's like an artistic choice, because Free Guy was a funny movie. It was a fun movie. So to have that energy, if we're shooting like this like miserable scene,
you kind of expect that.
So I never can tell, because that's the thin line of like making art. Like, are you being an asshole because you're an asshole? Or are you being an asshole to bring something out of me?
True.
So
true.
I don't know.
That makes a lot of sense. Now I'm gonna say back to like childhood. Now, were your parents, were they like supportive of, as far as the dancing? Did they see it? You think that they saw it?
They saw it until they saw it was serious. And that's when, it's every parent's fear. Like, you're going to get your finances tied into this, your emotions tied into this, and everything like that, your time tied into it. And like, they were supportive until like, oh, she really does have to leave school early to go to this, to the dance company. Right. And she really does have to be out. I was 17 years old. She has to be out like past midnight, like just in this full theater, like. So once it got to that point, that's when the worries started to come out, like from mostly from my dad, and we butt heads a lot. I went to college. I went for a semester because I wanted to go as a dance major. Gotcha. He didn't want that. I went as a business management major with a minor in dance, and it was just making me so depressed because, like I said, my whole world kind of revolved around dancing. Like I didn't know how to adjust to adult life without it. Right. So I ended up dropping out, and that's when I started doing like music seriously. And we butt heads a lot. Is it because of similar personalities, or? Me and my dad are the same person. Okay, gotcha. Absolutely the same person. Like he was the person, like growing up, I would be up till like midnight gaming with him, even though I should be like doing homework and stuff. Mind you, I was a straight A student. I don't know how that worked out. But so yeah, like we were like the same person, and like he used to do music. Okay. So I think that like his fears kind of like projected a little bit. Right. But once he saw, oh my gosh, even when he found out like I was gonna do a movie, his exact words was, sometimes girls end up in porn by accident. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I did a full audition, like. That's just funny. That was mad as fuck. Like, how could you? What? How could you? I need to meet your dad, because it's like, what? That's the first thing that come out your mouth. That's what I'm saying. So like, and I was having this conversation the other day with my girl. I was like, that's great. I'm not mad at my parents, because I don't think anybody. That's a lie. I think that some parents, like, they're doing the best that they can, like with what they know. Right. So it's like, I think he just didn't know how to state his fear. So like, I get what he was trying to say, but yeah, no, and that's again bumping heads. Like I was just like, do you know who I am? Like, what are you saying? Like up until this point, I have done nothing questionable in my life. Like, oh wow.
That's funny.
but he was worried. And then after he's like, the paychecks started coming in the mail, and you see on the paychecks, you see Disney, and you see 20th Century Fox, and you see like Empire Casting, and you see all these things. That's when he's like, and I remember I posted it on my professional Facebook page when it happened. He texted me, he's like, "You have a paycheck from Disney, from Disney," and I was like, "Yeah, I told you, like I got this."
Right.
Like, and I think parents, like, I think they just worry.
No, it's true. It's true. Because like I said, I'm from a like Caribbean background, right? So I'm Haitian. So with them, it's like success means being in the medical field or something like that. When it comes to like doing things like entertainment or anything like that, they most of them frown upon that. So it's like, and they really see no future. Like, you're not gonna make it. And my dad was pretty much that type of guy. Like, don't even bother because you're not gonna make it. Like, there was no motivation as far as yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, they never understood. Like, my mother was supportive, but still she kind of was like, okay, if that's what you want to do, but I don't know. But my pops, he was more so like, well, you get a check, like, you get money.
Literally, that was my dad.
What's going on? Like,
Right.
like, we're not yet, but this is what's called a passion. I'm passionate about it, so it takes time. Like, but they don't understand.
And I used to get into it with him too, because it's like the people that you think of in renown, like even if this corporation has been around for like however many years, you realize it was one person a long time ago who like took a calculated risk.
Right.
Like, and I use the word calculated because you can't just be taking risks. You have to do the math. Like, so it was somebody however many years ago, and think of any industry right now, like who was like, I'm good at drawing, I'm gonna do this, and we have Walt Disney, or I'm good at like so and so, like I'm gonna take that risk. And now there's now it's old money. But it's because one person was like, I'm good at this, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
So I don't understand why parents don't have that same logic applied to their children, especially when kids are like blank canvases.
Exactly.
Like, kids come into things with pure innocence, excitement, and hunger.
Right.
So for you to put fear in that, like, because they have that, it is a con, but it's our job, I think, as adults to protect them.
Yeah.
Where it's like, let them go into it blindly, like with full hunger, and see what comes out of it. Because if they fall, you catch them, you're the adult.
Right.
Like, but if you put fear into it, they're gonna half-ass it because now they're like, I have to have a backup plan.
Right.
So,
which is, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of early on that screwed me up a little bit.
Same.
Like, yeah, it definitely screwed me up because it was like I was like in a lost space when it was like when I had I started like you. My first love was dancing. I loved to dance. That's all I used to fucking do. Watch these videos, boom, learn it, doing it. When it like on accident, like I'm from New York, so it was like we moved to Boston, like, and then I'm in school. We had like, there was like a little dance or something, and then this was when like New Kids on the Block was heavy and shit like that, and I'm just dancing, mind my damn business, but I'm killing it, apparently. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, everybody just starts to gravitate towards my ass. You know, it's like a big ass crowd around me at this point. I'm with my aunt and my other brother, and then I'm really just going. And then all of a sudden, they call this other kid over. I guess he must have been the guy. They called him over, like, go ahead, battle him. I'm like, he starts dancing and shit. I'm like, you ain't shit. So I just start, I'm going. I'm just going and shit. I'm just killing, doing what I love. That's it. I didn't care about the crowd or nothing. I'm just vibing. And then all of a sudden it's like, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see who won. I won. But like, you know, back then it was like, fucking no. They both won. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
I'm like, whatever. Gave me a little signed New Kids on the Block picture or some shit or whatever. And it was cool. But again, I just love that shit. But then here you go, the parent side of it. My pops came through like, dancing, like, when are you going to get out of that? Like, you know what I'm saying? And every time, and again, I looked up to my father at the time. He told me some shit, so it's like it kind of just shut that whole shit down for me. Like, I felt like, damn, okay, I guess this isn't anything.
I feel that.
Let's go on.
If you've noticed a lot in this dialogue, like, I haven't really mentioned my mom. Like, my mom was a phlebotomist in San Diego. My mom's mega smart. She has like a bajillion doctorates. But yeah, so like, my dad was like my partner in crime, and it's the same thing to hear somebody. Like, I have like back then, I have unshakable faith in myself that I will like do this. Where is this fear coming from? Like, have I let you down yet? Like, I'm your child, and that's the thing too. It's like, I'm your child,
right? Like,
you are in me. So if I fail, like, what are you saying? Like, you know what I mean? Right. Like, about yourself, right? So I don't know. I feel like if there are parents watching this, like, be a little more
supportive.
Yeah, because you can end up with a movie star, dance star, singing star.
You never know, and that's exactly how I played out with my own children now. You know what I'm saying? I make sure that the way that he did that, I would never. Whatever I see them into, it's like, all right, well, let's see what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you like to do, let's make it happen. You know what I mean? Like my son right now, he's into the clothing and he seems to be into fashion. So it's like, all right, bet. He said he wanted to get a logo done. All right, show me a prototype of what you want to do. Then I was like, I don't know if he believes me or not, but I was like, all right, show me what you want. He showed me that. I was like, boom, brought it to a graphic designer. I was like, do something out of this, man. Make something out of this for my son or whatever. He made it, like sharpened it up and everything, brought it to him. He was just like, you really did it? I'm like, yeah, let's go. You want to do it?
And now he knows that he doesn't have to do it alone, too.
Exactly. He's not by himself. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? And now I actually got some stuff printed up on some clothes for him and all of that. So it's like now he's seeing it. He's like, oh, shoot. Like, he's wearing it. He's like super excited. So it's like, I just want to see where he can take it. You know what I mean? Like, he's young, but let's start young.
And starting young, you'll have a huge leg up on, like, being in that position I was in at 17 really gave me like a lot of experience that some adults don't have yet.
Right.
So definitely like encouraging that young, I think that's beautiful.
That's definitely a dope thing. And I just, I don't like to dwell, but it's like, I really wish, I had that push. Because I know some kids, they take that and turn it into motivation and it pushes them harder. That had the opposite effect for me. You know what I'm saying? I like kind of just let shit go. Mm-hmm. And which kind of led me to other things that weren't so good. You know what I'm saying? But
I feel that way sometimes as well. Like, so a lot of people think like, a lot of people tell me all the time, like, you're so successful and like so on. And to be honest, and it might just be a creative thing, because I've heard a lot of artists feel this way. Like, I could be doing so much more though.
True.
Like, that's how I feel in my heart. And sometimes I have to, it's a constant, any artist watching this knows, it's a constant battle of like, I'm the fucking shit. Right. Like, I can do whatever I want. Yeah. And then I ain't shit. I have no talent. Right. Like, I should just stop. Like, right. So, like, I feel that way too, where it's like, if the seeds of doubt were never planted, would I feel this way? Mm-hmm. Or is that just a natural part of being an artist? Right. The constant conversation of nature versus nurture. Some people would say it's the nature of an artist to have this back and forth within yourself. But it's like, how much of it, how many times can you be fed the doubt until it affects you? True. So it's just an interesting question. So I definitely understand.
Oh, definitely.
Can I have a time out and have some more of that drink?
Go ahead, grab your cup and just hold us about here. Don't worry about that. All right. That'd be sick. But now I want to get more towards like, so what do you feel like now? I put it like this. I know you do all these different things. What's your main focus? Like which one of these things that you do you feel like you're more passionate about right now?
I don't have a main focus. Mm-hmm. Like the one that I wish would be like the biggest one if I could choose is definitely music. Mm-hmm. Like I've changed a lot since like the old duo that I was in. Like my sound is nowhere near the same. And I feel like I haven't hit a lot of audiences because of like, people are just used to hearing one sound from me from back then. Right. So if I had to choose, like I wish that one would like, people would explore that more, explore like the new sounds. Like there's a reason why I'm where I am now. The sound is different. Gotcha. But in terms of like, what is my main focus? My focus is to continue to pay my bills through art. That's it. So like if this week's bill gets paid from a photo shoot, I'm fine. If it's paid through working on set, I'm fine. If it's paid through singing, I'm like fine. Like I can't live without it. Like my soul physically cannot take it. Like the way that corporate America is set up, mm-hmm. It's very tiresome. Very. And you don't get to do the little things like go home and play video games. Mm-hmm. Or if you do go home and play video games, like you can't stop thinking about the stresses of work. Mm-hmm. Or you're like, I was helping my girl deal with this recently where it's like, she leaves the office, but they're still texting her and emailing her and like blowing her up. And it's like, I'm off the clock. Right. And like, I used to deal with that and I don't want to deal with that. So my focus is to just continue to pay bills through art. Right. See, that's a big thing right there. Like that you said that. See, she's really paying her bills off of what she loves to do. Like some of y'all front like y'all doing and you're not.
this is someone that's actually doing it. So you need to take notes.
It's a
You know what I'm saying? It's a process. It's not something that just happens overnight.
Very long time.
You know what I'm saying?
I started doing this like art is my life thing when I was 17. I'm 27. And it was just when I was 27 that my movie came out in theaters, that my TV show came out, that I got nominated for Boston Music Award. Like, it takes time. Like, respect the process.
Right.
Like, take that depression,
Patience,
and turn it into a song, a dance,
Absolutely.
a piece of art. Like, because shit's gonna come in waves, and you have to accept it.
You do. That's the thing. You gotta accept it. Because I see a lot of people ready to give up, like really quickly, off of like small things, and it's just you gotta. So how bad do you really want it? Is what I ask. Like,
I think this all the time.
Right.
How bad do I really want this? Like, am I gonna deal with this today? Like, yes, fuck, I am, because I know there's more on the other side.
No, seriously though, because like you gotta like the top tier of your favorite artist, your favorite actor, like they eat, sleep, and shit this. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what they do. 24/7, 365. This is what they do.
How many times have you heard somebody in Hollywood be like, I came to New York with $3 and a bus pass.
That's it.
But that shit's real.
And no, that's a real thing.
When I was in my old duo, I can't tell you how many times like I didn't eat, like I didn't have like the proper like hygienic things, like, but that's when you have to make the business decision, because I did. I was like, this shit ain't working. Like, I gotta do this by myself. But it's like, it's part of the process though. Like, where you are now, I think a lot of people have a hard time separating their present from, like, your present is your present. Your present isn't necessarily going to be your present tomorrow.
Right.
But you have to make the moves through the chaos of the present so that tomorrow will never be like that again. And that's a very hard thing to do. I'm not gonna sit here and say that that's easy. Because I was living in a present that felt that way for many years.
Right.
Until I could I couldn't even see a way out of it. I was just like, I just have to be out of it. And sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you only have you.
That's it. That's a fact.
So.
That is a fact. Like being in this is one, it's not for the weak. This is not for the weak.
No.
Right. And there's a lot of, I feel like a lot of things have changed since we were introduced to social media. Everything's televised now. We get to see it all. And a lot of the younger kids, the youth, they just see it as like it can happen just like that. Like, because you kind of do see that with this whole people going viral off of literally nothing, and they just get the wrong idea of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't see the hustle part. They just see all the glorified and the money, this, that, and the third. So it's like they really have it screwed up. Because I listen to a lot of conversations that these kids we have that want to rap or whatever like that, and they really think like it's a joke. Like they think it's a joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's really like no hustle behind them.
Maybe back in like the 80s, and I honestly envy that time where it was like, yo, your song is popping. Let me put you on my radio.
Yeah.
And then you're on the radio, and now you got a big show.
Yeah.
And it just kind of escalates. Like, I wish it was like that. But like you said, in the age of the internet, your competition is people you would never, your competition is that funny dog.
Yeah.
Like, your competition is grandma who can spit bars.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have a sharp blade.
Yeah.
Like, I've never gone viral, but I have a movie with viral.
Right.
So it's like,
come on.
But there's somebody who's gone viral who's also paying their bill. So it's like, you just have to, either way, the work was done.
Right.
Like, so it's just doing the work. The success is inevitable. So, I think that's just like the thing at the end of the day. I also hate social media because, like you said, everything is everything.
So it's really like there's nothing to hide anymore. Like, really, well, there
It's
is.
about hiding. It's like, I just want to say now on camera, I'm obsessed with my girlfriend. I'll be referencing my girl a lot in this conversation.
I was about to say too. I would commend you on looking happy as ever. You know what I'm saying? I seen y'all together. Y'all look great together. You know what I mean?
But yeah,
So
I would be referencing her a lot. But oh my gosh, I forgot what we were just saying. Something about success, dogs. Now I'm thinking about
social
her.
media.
I'm distracted.
Damn, we were talking about the social media and the lack of respect for the
privacy.
Boom.
There's no such thing as privacy. I was gonna say something about hiding, and I was talking to her saying that, like, I understand Kanye's mad rants. Like,
yeah.
I put that in quotes because I don't I think he's upset. Like, I'm not even famous, and like the disrespect to my privacy, like, is crazy. Like, there are things in my personal life, like his personal life, that I did not put on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I understand like his rants where it's just like you don't know who you can talk to. Like,
Right.
I think that I'm talking to like an ex-boyfriend, now it's like everywhere. Or I think that I'm talking to like an old friend or an old colleague, and like now it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it creates a very lonely, like when Drake is always saying in his songs, like, this lifestyle is lonely. Every artist, I'm sure you've heard it in a song,
many times.
Big Sean has said that it's like lonely. Ariana Grande says like it is, because it's just like I'm here just like when I'm not in the studio, when there's no in here with like the setup lights and like we're in front of cameras and stuff like that. Believe it or not, I'm a normal ass person with normal ass problems. So like I be talking to people in my personal life like they're my normal ass friends. And like I feel like people like us in the industry, all the way down to like people who just live normal lives and want to take care of their kids, like everybody's stuff ends up everywhere.
Yeah.
Because of social media.
It's true.
And like I just think that social media is extremely toxic. Like I miss when it was just social media, we were just sharing pictures of our family.
Right, that's how it started.
At Six Flags.
Right,
Like,
that's how it started. And it just, I feel like it just spiraled. Like there was a point where it just started going crazy.
I think that we are obsessed with tea.
Yeah.
I think we're like, I'm not gonna lie, I love me some good tea as well. Like I love Twitter. I think Twitter is hilarious. If you're not on Twitter, you need to get it. So like, but on Twitter, I can't tell you how many times where like, you know, there's like a story and they're like information in the thread, and now I'm in this thread, like they did what? What? Like even me. So it's like, I don't know these people,
Right.
but it's a real person who's affected by it. And I'm aware of that. So it's like, I think that we're all very obsessed with tea.
No, this is true.
And
I gotta admit it myself. Cause I'll be scrolling. I was just some regular scrolling.
Hot.
And then some catch you like, what? And then it's like, now I'm in the comments.
There's
like,
no way.
What?
Oh my God, there's a way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Like, and I get caught right into the shit. So, yeah, guilty.
It's very simple. I think we're obsessed with tea. Nobody wants to be the tea, but everybody wants to get tea.
Right. Nobody wants to be it.
Let's just watch movies again, where it's calculated, scripted tea. Let's just go back to that.
Yeah, the simpler times, I want to say. But, nah, I mean, it's just, it's crazy now. Now, you have aspirations of being in any other movies? Like, you plan to go for any other roles that you, like anything?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I know, like, now that you've been involved in something, I feel like you kind of like on the radar now for like different projects and things. Yeah, so,
like I said, if it's art and it's paying, I'm here for it. Like after the movie, that's when I did a TV show. I was only in one episode, but like people do notice stuff like that, and like more jobs come from that. Like I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes work lately.
Okay.
I don't want to have to perform forever, and that's another thing. If you're an artist watching this, you don't want to have to perform forever. You'll be tired, and like so yeah, like I'm trying to get more into like the back end of the stuff, like the people who create it, like they make the big money and they don't have to like exhaust themselves with scripts and controlling your weight and like how you look and everything like that. So yeah, definitely.
No, that's dope. Now, are there any roles that you want, like you feel like you want to play?
Storm.
Oh, okay.
Storm.
Say less. I can see that.
Again, if y'all saw me with the mohawk,
I can see that.
The shade sides, I was a living, breathing Storm.
I can see that.
Like, I grew up reading all the comics with my dad. I grew up playing all the X-Men video games. Like, I know her whole relationship with T'Challa, like her whole relationship with Logan. Like, I don't even know why I'm bringing them up because she's a badass by herself. But like, if I could be Storm,
that's dope.
Or if I could be in like, I want to just do one. Do you see Kingsman?
That sounds so familiar.
Kingsman Secret Service movie. So Sofia Boutella is an Armenian breakdancer who, in the movie, she had blades like attached to her.
Oh wait, yeah, I know what movie you're talking about.
She was a badass in that. If I could do something like that, where I'm just doing like real stunts and like real breakdancing and fighting and stuff, I would die a happy woman. Like that's all I want to do. Like I want to be an assassin in one movie. I want to dance in one movie, and that's it. Like that's my checklist. I'm done. I'm retired.
That's dope. What about you're not into like horror or anything like that?
I love horror.
I remember you said you were part of like the little horror joint, you know. Like horror is my thing. Like again, I've gotten my feet wet in the acting field, you know. So I've done some web series things here and there, little independent films here and there. But I think acting is like super fun. You know, I love being a different character. Like, and that's the thing with me. Like, if you know me, like, you know, just like you come across me in the entertainment, you'll never get to see that other side of me. Like, I really have like a goofy ass. Like, I'm goofy as shit. Right? I really
You're
am.
so chill.
Yeah, like I'm such a chill dude. Like, and that's what majority of the people know. But like, if you know me, you know, like I'm a fucking clown. like my wife and all like the kids, like they know. Like my brothers, they all fucking know. Like I'm a clown. But again, I feel like going through life, it made me more serious. When I started dealing with like real life situations and things like that, things happening. So it shifted me a little bit. But that goofy side never went anywhere.
I relate to that. Like, I've been told a lot recently, like, I seem very intimidating, or like, even when I came in here today, like, I seem like you just wouldn't expect me to be like really shy or like really goofy and stuff like that. So I definitely understand. I just think mine's similar, but like with the industry, like it made me very serious. Like it made me very guarded and stuff like that. And you know, they bleed into each other because my personal creates my art, creates my business. So like, I think I come off very guarded. And then when you meet me, I'm like, hi.
Right.
Is there I can sit here?
Right.
Okay, we're good.
Because I like, again, when I first seen you on social media, I just felt like you just had that kind of like that big presence, like, she's kind of commanding, like, you know. So
when it's work time, it's work time. But like, when we're just like here having a conversation, like I think having a human conversation is a much more vulnerable and much scarier experience than being on stage or like being in business. Because when in those pictures, like that's a real side of me, like because I'm working, like, and I can't, for lack of a better term, I can't be nobody's bitch. Like I have to be tough. But like this is where you get the shy side, because like I said, like to have a conversation, to have human interaction with somebody, like when you sit and talk with somebody, it's the only time in life where you don't have to apologize for your life bumping into somebody else.
Right.
Like we go to the grocery store and we all treat a lady awkward if she's like crying in the aisle. Yeah. Like, excuse you for your life bumping into my life. Right. But when you sit and talk with somebody, it's okay for our lives to bump into each other. And that leaves you very open. True. Like for them to learn things about you. So like that's where my shy side comes in. It's just like here we are, face to face. Like you're learning about me, I'm learning about you. Right. And it's scary. There's no script. Exactly. There's no script. Nothing is planned. You can say something so surprising right now, and I can say something like so shocking, and that could change how you see me forever. So. But I love that though. That's scary as fuck. I love it. Like, and honestly, that's what I wanted to build this platform off of. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, being an artist first and doing interviews, and I've done a million of them, and everything's basically scripted, basically the same questions all the time, and I got used to it. But then I was like, all right, I'm coming out with this podcast. So it's like, what's my direction? Like, what do I want to do? How am I going to set myself aside from others? And it was just like, yo, fuck, just go into this shit and just talk to people. Like, that's it. I'm not going to have the list of questions, because in the beginning, most people would hit me up like, okay, so what are the questions going to be? I'm like, nah, you're just going to come in. We're going to have a conversation. Like, you might as well just email me your answers and I'll just print them out. You think what I'm saying? Like, so that shit was always like, I never really was a fan of that. So it was like, I'm not going to do that. So it was just like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to come in here, and whoever I have in here, I'm going to seriously have a conversation with them. Like, the cameras are off. Like, I want to learn about this person. I want them to tell their story and be comfortable telling their story. So that's the format. I think that's a beautiful space to create, because I've done like a lot of podcast interviews, and honestly, like it's my podcast interviews that I love the most. But they do like have, like you said, like scripted questions. Right. And I like this though, because like I'm answering things that I think would have never came up if you had like scripted questions. Right. Like through conversation, like we're getting to like new realms. I don't know. I like your format. Right. I think I appreciate it. And I feel, and so far it's been working magically, because everybody gets so comfortable. And that's what I wanted. Everybody to be comfortable. If you came in nervous, by the time we get in a few minutes in it, you're comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, do you still feel shy? As shy? Not as shy. There you go. I'll always be shy. Right. So at least we got that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, definitely it's like, and on top of that, like I was telling enough before, like we get a lot of firsts. A lot of firsts, a lot of things no one's heard.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I love. I love getting first. Like I love everything to be.
You get to break the tea.
Yeah,
but you're breaking positive tea.
Positive tea. Like so far, and I haven't gotten any type of negative. Like, oh, let's talk about this person and that. Like,
talk about gangs and guns.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
okay
even though we have had those conversations as well.
More conversations now.
You know what I'm saying? But not in the sense where it's like I'm rubbing anybody the wrong way. Like, I'm not doing that. Everybody's just like, oh, shoot, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that about this person. And I'm sitting here learning about people too, and I love that shit. So.
Now I have to ask, what is your next question?
My next question, let's see. My next question, because I feel like we've gone across the board here, but what else would I like to know about Miss Destiny? Well, basically, so what's the future looking like? Like, what are the plans?
I'm moving back home to San Diego in January.
Oh.
I haven't lived there in decades, like literally.
Right.
But I still would go back and forth to do business. I've been doing it for like a few years.
Mm-hmm.
So like I wanted to have like some roots when I got there,
Gotcha.
like so that I can like start working. So I'm going back there. I'm gonna be doing the same thing, like working on music. I think I'm gonna actually take more classes to like work on my dance and stuff like that. I want to get back into writing my books.
Okay, dope.
When I was 13, I was supposed to have a book published, but then I read it and I was like, this sounds like a 13-year-old wrote it. Let's rewrite this. Let's rework this. I've been reworking on it. I've been reworking it for like years.
Okay.
So like I want to get into like, I just want to get into like art. Like I said, I want to get into like writing my fiction stories and I want to get into doing more dance classes and just, I know it sounds boring, but I'm a boring person. Like I just want to keep working on art.
No, I feel you. No, I kind of say the same thing about myself. Like I'm fucking boring, but
I eat.
It is what it is.
I do the same thing y'all do. I eat, I work, and then I go home and I play video games. Like that's it. That's all I do.
I dig it. What's the book about?
So the first book that I wrote was about a girl who got sucked into a painting, and she finds out that there's like the painting was actually like a window showing the countryside of this whole world. And she basically is just like learning the new world. Like she's stuck here like as a citizen.
Wow. And
then she finds out she has like powers, obviously a throwing magic powers.
Okay.
And yeah, like a lot of twists and turns.
That's dope.
I got like really sick one summer when I was in like the 7th grade. So I spent the whole summer like just writing this book. And I finished it and then my shy kicked in.
Right. And
I never like published it. So I like wanna like explore that.
That's dope. Now how many books have you written? Well,
man, listen. A lot. A lot.
Okay. And they're all like different like fictional story or okay.
I have so many concepts. So I'm a huge nerd, like I said, like so I used to play Dungeons and Dragons. I would play Dungeons and Dragons. And yes, I'm talking 80s, like with the dice and like the point system. And me and my friends, we used to play every Sunday for like 2 years straight. So now that I think about it, that's probably why I got so good at acting. Because you have to be you can't be, I'm not Destiny. Like I'm whatever character like in the story. And it's all improvised acting. Like you're like, yeah, really nerdy. But it's like, yeah, so it's like we're going on a quest. And so like I was playing Dungeons and Dragons and like so many like little stories came from that. So I would take the concepts and I would go home and I would just write like full like so I have like 2 laptops full of like just stories.
That's dope. Would you ever want to make them into like films? Yes,
I've been told 2 concepts in particular. I'm not going to say it in case it ever happens. Like I want to get it the right way. But there are 2 concepts where somebody was like, "Yo, that would be like a dope, like scary movie."
Right.
Like, it involves shadows and magic, but yeah, it would be more horror though, like a mystical horror.
Yeah.
So I would definitely love to do that one day.
That's dope.
No, I don't talk to anybody about my book.
There you go. Damn it. We did it again. Shit. For real, if I had to, I mean, we need to invest in some damn sounds and shit. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's really dope. That's really dope. Because I respect the writing part of it because I love to write. You know what I mean? I'm one of those, like, I've been writing like you, like stories and things like since I was, I don't know what age. But again, the fact that you were thinking about publishing at that time, like that wasn't even a thought in my head. I'm just writing.
It was my grandmother. So like every time I had a chapter done, my grandmother would print it out and she would just lay in her bed and read it. And she would come to me with like a million questions. She'd be like, "So what happens to Jameson?" And like da da da. Like
so
I
dope.
can't tell you.
That's so dope because it's like I'm so jealous of that shit because again, no shade to my parents. I love y'all.
All the shit.
But it's like if I had somebody who gave a fuck like that, like, come on. Like, that
No,
shit
she
would've
was
been
so
real.
invested. She comes to me all mad. Like, why did so-and-so? And
Yeah.
like, they're not real. Like, it's okay.
Right. Like, that's dope. I wish I had that. Like, I really do.
Yeah. No, so it's, like I said though, it was just the shy kicks in because then, like, as somebody who likes to write stories, I read a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, wow, like that metaphor was amazing. Or like the way that they describe that smell or like, and I'm like, damn, I can't do that.
Right.
So like, that's when like it comes in. So like, I've overcome it in dance, I've overcome it in singing, and I've overcome it in acting. Like in books though, I don't know. I think it's because, I don't know what it is about books, but it's just like, there's so much language. Like there's so,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I be reading like Stephen King.
Yeah.
And I was like, how, nigga? Like, how did you do that? And then like Cassandra Clare and what's it called? Like there's some Tamora Pierce was like one of the first people to do like a female driven like fantasy story. So it's like just reading all of those and it's like they make it look so easy.
Right.
And I'm writing and I'm like, the banana was yellow.
Right. Like, true. You're right. You're right.
I could be overthinking it. Maybe that's fine, but
I can agree with that. Because again, like I'm such a horror person. Like I love horror. Like I'm going to make a horror movie one day. I am. Watch. Mark my words. I'm going to make one. But it's like when I was reading those books, and just like you, like when I was a kid, just reading those books. At first, well, one, my mother thought something was wrong with me. Again, Haitian lady, religious. Why?
books of the
Like
devil.
why? You know what I'm saying? But it was like we go to the library.
That's the time.
Stay away from those books. Like, what was wrong with you? And I thought I was like some type of demon or something. But no, I just love that shit. And one's about true stories. I like things about like things that actually happen.
See, that's the stuff I can't read.
I love it.
That shit's real.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Okay, so my girl's obsessed with watching like those unsolved like murders.
Yeah,
And like, yeah, they snuck in the house while they were cuddled up on the couch watching TV. Bitch, we're cuddled up on the couch watching TV. Like, if somebody comes over here, I'm gonna be mad as fuck. Like, why are we watching this?
like, why you throwing this in the universe? for?
Right, we're not manifesting this. This is the one we're not gonna do.
No, I'm telling you, like, I love that shit. Like, anything that's about a true story or referenced off a true story, I have to see it. I have to know about it.
You have fun with that.
Yeah,
Let me
like,
know how the nightmares go.
I never had them. I just never did. I
How?
never had it.
I watched The Conjuring for the first
I love
time
it.
on Halloween.
Yeah.
And like, so in The Conjuring, I guess there's like, there was a part where like the spirit or whatever was behind the door and the girl was like, I can smell it, but I can't see it.
Yeah.
I was like, do you know how scary that shit
That
is?
shit's
Like,
wild.
you could just smell rot and it just follows you around
Yeah,
and you
she's
just don't
crazy.
know what it is. So then the whole night, like, I had like a suitcase like stacked against the door. You know how when you turn off the light, it looks like a person?
Yeah.
So like, it just got to the point I had to get up and knock the shit over. Like, no, this is not happening. Like,
That's just crazy. And matter of fact, though, Duff, you know, like again, being Haitian, that Haitian background is like, there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of things that go on in our culture that, you know what I'm saying? That'll probably scare most kids when they were young. But not
maybe
me.
that's why you were so attracted to it.
I was very.
Like a lot of like things that are like taboo really draw us in.
Yeah.
And I think like fascination can be built when something's forbidden.
Right.
Like, so I don't know, I think you embraced it instead of being scared of it. which
Yeah,
is, like,
that's
dope.
what it was. Because then I used to, and then when I was a little asshole around the kids, scared my little brothers and cousins.
I used to do
But
that.
I just loved doing that shit, like Freddie and all of them. Like, I used to have the glove. Like, I was an asshole. But I really was. That shit was crazy. But no, like, I mean, shit. Just like you're dope.
Thank
Like
you.
you're a dope individual.
If people don't know, because like I said, I don't go out, like I make my art and I go home.
Right.
So like a lot of people don't know, but yeah, like this is what I do. Like I watch movies all day.
Yeah.
Like I read all day. Like I consume. Like that's it. I just consume art and stuff like that. And then I like shoot the shit. And like that's pretty much it. Like life can be so simple.
True.
And people don't know, like life is really simple.
Feel like people do just complicate it. Like
Mhm.
they really do complicate
And
it.
that's why, and I know it sounds terrible, and maybe some people will judge me off seeing this, people are, but like that's why I don't have a lot of friends, is because like my life is so peaceful by myself. Like I said, like I wake up, I run my miles, I do my vocal exercises, I consume art, I hang out with my 2 dogs, I hang out with my lizard, I hang out with my girl, and then I go to sleep.
Right.
Like, and in between that, like sometimes I'll be on set or sometimes I'll be in the studio. Like life can really be so fucking simple.
True.
So it's like, if people can't keep it simple, then I don't really need people. I have the people who I need, the people who feed my soul and the people who feed my bank account. Like,
Makes perfect sense.
Why do we need to add more to that?
Right. No, that makes perfect fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's great energy to keep around you. That's it. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Why fuck up the energy flow? Like, why? Like, I definitely can agree with that wholeheartedly. But I mean, again, like, I just like you're ill. Like,
Thank you.
you're super talented, and
I'm the biggest nerd. People don't even know.
that's just crazy. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with that. You're a very interesting person.
Thanks.
Like, for real. Like, for real. I've had some good, I'm not knocking none of my guests, but you're super interesting. Like, for real. And I'm glad I got to sit down with you and like learn all of that. Like, that's super dope.
I got to talk about things that I never get asked about. So it was really nice. Thank you.
Oh, that's ill. That's ill. And it's just,
yeah, we're bonding.
I get, yes.
Real
God
connections.
God damn it. That's what happens here. All right? Get it right. But it's just the fact that even it was just thinking of your brother too. It's just like,
yo,
I get it. All right.
So people who are watching this may also know Monotone Shorty or Cornbread is my older brother.
Uh-huh.
I know. Let it sink in.
Yeah.
If you ever have him on here, I want to be in the room.
Yeah,
I need to be in the room
I
with
told
this
him
conversation.
actually, he hit me up the other day. He hit me up the other day, and because I know he's doing his magazine right now. That Panther
magazine. If you like cars, if you like old school cars, Panther magazine.
He's on his way with that. He hit me up. He actually wants me back. He's doing some other magazine that he's hit me up with some questions for, and I'm gonna send you the questions, bro. The answers to the questions. But I told him, I was like, bro, I need you on deck.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna set that up and definitely.
He's an enigma as well because he'll be into fashion, he'll be into rap, and then he'll have a car magazine. Like even me and my sister, I'm like,
he'll come out the cup like
random shit.
Oh shit! Like, all right, brother, I ain't mad at you, but I'm gonna tell you about one time though. This was early on when he first started rapping, and he was dealing with my brothers and them, and then they were doing the whole Enough Said thing and everything. They had opening up for, I forget who at the Middle East. And you know what I'm saying, my brothers and them, they was on stage, they was doing their thing. He was kind of just, you know, and then he was gonna go next, that he was gonna go up, and he was just like, I remember he took me, I pulled him to the side of him. I'm like, what's going on, bro? Why you so standoffish and shit? He was like, bro, he said, honestly, like, I don't think anybody's gonna fuck with me, like real talk, like the way, you know, I don't think anybody's gonna fuck with my style or anything like that. I said, bro,
so unique.
I said, bro, fuck them. Do you fuck with what you do? He was like, yeah. I'm like, yo, that's all that matters. Go up there and be fucking monotone, man. Shit. He was like, all right, word. I'm gonna go up there and do that.
I can hear it in his monotone. Yeah. You're giving him too much emotion.
That's my guy. Like, that's my dude. But he went up there and he did his fucking thing, and everybody was rocking with him, and it was beautiful. But I just, he's an ill guy, man. He's really an ill guy. But then the fact that you told me that y'all are brother and sister, and it was like, oh shit.
People are always shocked, and then when they think about it, they're like, that makes perfect.
Yeah, it makes fucking perfect sense. I get it completely now, especially.
Like, we were each other's, like, the coin. Like, so he was like the destiny, like, relax, be calm, be cool. And I was like, nah, he said that your mashed potatoes were trash. I'm not letting him talk to you like that. Like, so yeah, like, you have to have that balance.
No, indeed. That's fine. But again, listen, it was super dope talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you back, and I'd love to have you back again to talk about some more shit, because I know you're gonna do some more shit after you leave here.
That time.
Especially when you walk in that red carpet and shit, I will be back into. Listen, I had it on my show now. If you
gotta put the clips.
I'm gonna put up the clips. I'm gonna put them up. I'm like, listen, I had it on my show when she
manifested all of it.
She had all that shit popping. Listen, I already knew she was gonna be a star. So, but again. Flowers, respect, love, all that great energy, everything. I'm sending all the blessings your way. The universe is gonna bless you. You're gonna kill shit. You're gonna kill shit.
From one great drink to another. I appreciate.
You already know we great tonight.
Great drink.
You know what I mean? She ain't great drink. You better recognize, goddamn it. She
hashtag great drink.
After we go, I'm gonna hashtag it. So definitely, you know, even though that's her though. She got it. But again, like just keep killing shit. Never stop what you're doing. Never stop the grind. Like don't let any type of bullshit come your way and interfere with the plan. You know what I'm saying? Because there's definitely a plan for you here, and you already executed. You can already see the path. So don't deter from the path.
Actuality speaks. Came from his mouth.
You know what I'm saying? And this has been another segment of Actuality Speaks podcast. With Real Talk. Please stay silent, goddammit. We here.